Welcome, Virgo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your reading. I've started with an oracle card, and as usual, I will clarify with 2 or 3 different tarot decks, and I'll finish off with an oracle card. This is a general reading. It's not going to resonate with all of you. If you find something in this reading, that would be my hope, but check your other placements to find yourself among them. So let's get started with your Soul's Journey Oracle card, Freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. This is beautiful. This feels as though it is so often is the case, not just about your professional life, but it's about your personal life as well. So there's something here about the opportunity to define yourself, to define your effort or your contribution in a way that has personal resonance for you. This is beyond the expectation of your professional field, the expectations of those you provide care for, but it feels as though there is a huge creative dimension of your productivity, your talent, your gift that you're finding space to activate through your work. You need the ability to pursue what has significance, personal and cultural for you. Clarified by the King of Wands and the Ten of Cups. Yeah. This feels as though you need a space to be your creative and inspired leadership self. There is a way that you have established yourself as a leader in your field, perhaps the head of a family unit, the head of a collective or a collaboration, and as a co-creator, because the King of Wands is not telling me that leadership is your goal here. This is telling me that your inspiration, pursuing your own growth, is the way that you exemplify freedom to others and leadership to others. They are motivated by you. So it almost feels like you're spearheading something and you're looking for the conditions that will best support that. And it feels as though you have come to create a container for this creative impulse. And this container is about sharing resources with others, having a reciprocal behavior that allows each member, all the various members of a team, of a collective, to amplify what it is they have, to learn from others, to be safe with others, to be protected. And that's important because the creative engine is so powerful and intimate that it is important that you trust those that provide or that comprise your inner circle. So this inner circle in many ways exemplifies unconditional love and regard, support for you, whatever, however you need it. And this is exactly what you need because of the amount of energy and attention you put into the work that you do. You're seen as a leader, and in that way, there is a constant pressure on you to be authentic, to be truthful. As a Virgo, you already are concerned with the authenticity of the information or your practice. In your present, the Eight of Pentacles, not the Eight of Discipline, but this is a lot about the discipline that contributes to your growth in your work, in your profession, is directly linked to your personal growth, your personal development. They feel as though they're one and the same, and your work ethic, discipline is your byword. every dot, every T, every detail is carefully vetted and put together in a way that makes practical sense. You are interested in telling a version of reality that is credible, that you are authenticating your voice with real data, real information, evidence. And this is in part how you have gained the credibility you have in your work, and part of the way that you exercise your demons. As a creative, I feel that there are many intimate expectations you have yet to fulfill or yet to find success with. And so your work provides you with a way of working through difficulties or challenges you're personally experiencing. It also shields you from the consequences of those difficulties in your emotional or intimate life. In the past, the Temperance card. Everybody's been getting the Temperance. This is really about the difficulties you've overcome, the ability that to make something, lemonade out of lemons kind of thing, but to take whatever challenges that have faced you from every stage in your life into a resource that helps to catapult you or develop you to the next level. So you have weathered incredible storms, difficulties, deficits, losses in ways where you always were able to bounce back better. And this is not necessarily the case for everyone or most people, but you have a certain kind of grace in overcoming obstacles, a certain kind of acceptance of those obstacles, and yet there's a way that you are protecting yourself by focusing on your work, throwing yourself into your work, using the example of your work to really work through, again, the difficulties that you experience personally. It's almost a place where you can be acknowledged or accepted or respected at some level in a way that is not always the case in your intimate world. And in the future, the Ace of Cups. Boy, this is kind of on rotation for many Virgos, this idea that you are coming to a place of releasing, surrendering to your desire for greater love, for more love. And that love can be your creativity, the unleashing of that, the greater infusion of personal significance or relevant details to your life, meaning to you, not just the contribution you make towards others, towards the community, or towards your profession, but the way it helps you to be more trusting, more respectful of yourself, to realize, in fact, you are deserving of love, of intimacy, of support, and that comes for you through the release of your imaginative creativity. Whatever you practice, whatever your profession is, whatever effort you're engaged in, being able to brainstorm, to be safe in an environment that allows you to be creative, to acknowledge your creativity, to serve or facilitate that in others, is really what gives you that validation of self. And that validation is what allows you to realizing that whether your intimates support you in that intimate way or not, you're able to support yourself. And that is the key to attracting the kind of love that protects you, protects your effort, protects your gift. Your gift is what supports your work, and your work is what has meaning for you at this time. Virgo, if this is resonating with you, please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I greatly appreciate all the support that your presence gives me in this moment. So thank you for that. The temperance in the past is clarified by the upside down, the King of Cups and the Seven of Cups. Yeah, there's just a tremendous amount of emotional intelligence that you are feeling comfortable with. This is about acknowledging your vulnerability, acknowledging what others might see as a weakness, your sensitivity, your dreaminess, your creativity, your soothing way of providing protection and safety for others, something that you are learning to give to yourself, and also to acknowledge that that is a strength. That is the basis on which you are seen by others and offered an array of options. So your style of um, managing the resources you have very skillfully, taking whatever you have and making something out of that, which ends up crediting the institution you work for, the organization, or the group that you're with. You're able to build something new, to build something other than what's expected, something other than what is required out of that. And you know what it is. Others don't necessarily understand what it is because they're not attuned to your uh, frequency of contribution. This is, again, an opportunity to give in the way, in your own language, your own love language. That's resources, that's support, that's information, that's knowledge. And you have been motivated by all the options you have to keep pushing further, to partake in opportunities that offer a variety of perks, but the perks are not what attract you. It's the freedom of creating something that reflects who you are, what your greater cultural need or contribution is. And in the present, the Eight of Pentacles is clarified by the Temperance again and the Five of Cups. Yeah, okay. So now we're looking at the past, the way that you, I believe, have the courage to face the reality of for some of you, it's your romantic past. For many of you, it is even greater than that. It's all the failures, all the disappointments that you've endured. But for many of you, this takes the form of relationships. They're not all romantic, but you've experienced a level of rejection or disappointment throughout. And you've come to a place where you recognize the pattern that allows you to be accountable for making the choices you made, recognizing even intuitively before it occurred that these connections were not really what you wanted, but they wanted you. And you gave into those in many cases when you saw an exchange, but you entered relationships with a false, almost like a false promise. And you never were able to truly give of yourself. And that's what you're looking at right now. What were you willing to surrender, to give, to accept? Were you unconditionally loving, or were you unconditionally providing? And it's only through embracing this relationship with yourself, which means releasing those emotions, feeling that sadness, feeling that regret and that sorrow. In some ways, this is again a way that your work provides a release to that pressure of the sadness you carry. You've been able to strategize, leverage those emotions, that sadness, that heartbreak into more and more opportunities for successful work for yourself, but it's also been a way of avoiding these emotions, and feeling them now continues to verify why you must be in a forgiving, gentle relationship with self, acknowledging the connection, the deeper connection to your dreams and your potential. And this is telling me that your potential is not simply your outer world experience or presence, but this is about the value of the contribution you make. Again, so that it must have meaning to you, it must have meaning to your greater uh, cultural vision of who you are. This feels like generational healing, support, acknowledgement, awareness. And in the future, the Ace of Cups is clarified by 2 cups, please. So we have the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Wow. So I feel like this opening of the heart, the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Cups, is you really racing towards your passion with compassion for yourself. This is leading you to a breakthrough. It's leading you to some kind of dazzling truth, some kind of illumination about the value of what you do and who you are. And I think that valuing of who you are is opening up the floodgates of this intimate community, this level of unconditional love, unconditional support. That the real match you're looking for is not someone who matches you, but someone who understands you. Someone that gives you the space you need to exercise your gift, to continue to invest in the most intimate aspects of your professional knowledge, contribution, to be a light for others. This is very much about legacy to some extent, the way in which you value your contribution, or your contribution is valued and seen. But there's beautiful victory here with 2 aces. There is new love for you. There's love inside of you that you have yet to develop, yet to evolve. And I'm going to clarify or finish up this reading with a flower oracle. I pulled the Xenia. The key word is absence. What is not here is the key. For many of you, it is that beloved that you are just now allowing yourself to recognize, to see, to pursue as a value, to recognize your own avoidance of this, the fear of this that has existed for a long time, the vulnerability that you feel towards something that might look so different from you, but share your outsized passion for the creative path. Thank you so much, Virgo. Until next time, namaste.